Hi friends, MD Vegan. I make a very simple one today with just persimmon. That's always one of my favorite fruit. I mean, honestly, I say that all the time. My favorite. Plants are my food. I won't even say my favorite. I only eat plants. So, what is that talking about favorite and so? I love these persimmons. You see, they are beautiful. And I left one with the lid on top because I'm going to show you when it's considered ripe. At what point? Yeah, you can take off the lid easily, like this one. You see? Try to hope it works now. Whoops, like that. You put it out like, whoops, like this. And then you know the persimmon is ripe. It has to be really soft. And here in this bowl, oops, sorry, in this bowl here, I have 5 persimmons. And one is even riper than this one. I can't even lift it because it is already beginning to run. So that is one thing, is how ripe the persimmon is when it is considered ripe, and it is nice to have it, because when it's ripe it gets almost liquid inside, runny. Yeah, interesting, because when you blend it, as I do now, put the ripe persimmons, 2, 3. Oh, this one is a little bit firmer. I cut it into pieces. Some are a little bit firmer. One of them, I use that too. You see, they're beginning to ripen. You can eat them. There's no problem. Yeah, they're a little bit firmer. They are also in there. One is in there. The others are very, very soft. So the thing is, if you have these very, very ripe and runny persimmons in there, blending it, what happens is they turn into a pudding texture. That means the texture changes. Yeah? Usually when we cook food, maybe hot, the texture changes. But when you just mix it up or so, why would the texture change that much? But it does. And that's the thing I find so interesting. And it is because of the fiber, I guess. Fiber, that what we cannot digest, what only plants produce. They produce this, for example, to be stable, yeah, to stand, and for many other purposes. Fiber, every plant has their own fiber. And previously we said fiber is what we cannot digest. We had a German word for it, Ballaststoffe. Ballast, that is what you throw out of a helicopter or out of a balloon to fly up, but you don't need ballast, or from a ship. What keeps you down, you throw it away, you don't need it, that brings you up. That's ballast. So that's what we call it in Germany, you know, ballast. But now we know there are also nutrients in there, very important nutrients and they help producing nutrients that are very important, vital even. And the fiber is one of the most important things that makes plants healthy. Fat, for example, and sugar, yeah, without fiber is unhealthy, it's almost a poison. Dangerous. But with fiber, with the whole fruit, the whole plant, it becomes super healthy. It's energy. Yeah? So the fiber is very crucial, we know. And it also does a magic in cooking. If I stir it here, I blend it, the texture changes. And I always explore one of the amazing things about plants. When I blend them in a blender, they change the texture, and I can make amazing textures like puddings, or even creams, or even cakes where the filling is firm. Depends on the fiber I have. So, but to find out about that, I begin just to blend up some fruit. And in this case, I already did that before in other recipes. The persimmon is a really amazing fruit. It has super high nutrients also, vitamins and vitamin A, I think it was, the orange color, yeah, very, very good, you know. And there's vitamin K. I think there's so many, I don't know really. It's a lot, very healthy fruit. And also, persimmon is one of the fruit you can eat and you're full. Don't need anything else. That's one of the things that I like so much about persimmon. And I also can use them in smoothies as a base, like bananas. Usually bananas I use as a smoothie base in many smoothies, because they have the high in fiber. I get a creamy texture when you blend it, and that's more runny. The persimmon gets more pudding-like texture. I can also use that, and of course I don't have it that often. In Europe, you know, persimmons are not so usual. Different kinds of persimmons. These persimmons, they have a peel that is not bitter. There is another brand of persimmons that have a bitter peel. You have to peel it. You can't eat it. It's too bitter. Yeah? But this persimmon, you can just eat the whole peel. There's no problem. You have to find out. In the supermarket, you have another kind of persimmon. You're wondering, oh, why doesn't it taste well? It's so bitter, so tart. Yeah? That is the other kind of persimmon. You just have to peel it. It's also good, but you just can't eat the peel. So here, now I have my persimmons in here, 5, and mostly very ripe and almost juicy. And I will blend them together with some dates. Yeah, that is something I like together with persimmon, because the persimmon has a sweet flavor, a gentle, sweet, warming flavor. It's so nice. Yeah, persimmons are so nice. And the dates have that too, a little bit malty, more earthen. They add a little bit of this sweet and gentleness. There's nothing sharp in the date. And an orange, for example, you could use orange juice or oranges to blend with the persimmon. That is all perfect, but a whole different flavor. Yeah? Oranges have this bite, citrus fruit. It's there's not sharp, but sourness is in there. In persimmon, there's no sourness. In dates, there is no sourness. So I want to keep it this way without the sour flavor, just the persimmon flavor, a little bit sweetened and malty with malt-like flavor from the dates. Makes it all a little bit firmer. And it also plays in here nicely a little bit of cinnamon, not too much. Cinnamon is a bark, yeah, it's a ground bark, and that means it doesn't resolve so much. You see the powder of the cinnamon here, yeah? But in reality, it is still a bark, and the pieces are very firm. If you take too much cinnamon, the flavor is amazing. The health benefits are super high in antioxidants. You can't even, it's one of the highest we have, very high, super healthy, as many spices, by the way. But the texture will be too coarse. You feel the single pieces. That is something that doesn't go away if you take too much of the cinnamon. So I can't take too much, but I will add a little bit and find out now what happens to this one. Yeah, let's see. Let her dance. You see, and it is not from that one persimmon that was a little bit firmer. That wouldn't do it. Yeah? Even if all the persimmons would have been runny almost, the same would have happened. Look at this now. Look at this. It's really like a pudding. You know, that is the fiber. I don't know, but I think that can only do the fiber. And every plant has a different fiber. See? That's the change of texture I'm talking about. It's so fascinating. Yeah. I will taste it now. I want to know what it tastes like. Let's see. Delightful. I put it into a glass to serve it as a pudding to me. Let's see. Whoops. Careful. I don't want to make a mess here. I take a little tool here to get it all in there nicely. You see what the texture is really amazing. Such a firm texture, and it's such a wonderful fruit. I will go to my weekly groceries soon, and when I find some more persimmons. They're not always there, as I said, but I will get some more if I can, and make something like this here with different flavors. And so, because you know, isn't that beautiful? You see, it's wobbly. it's a wonderful texture. It's all from this runny persimmon. Who would have thought, right? I'm always amazed, excited. I made it some time ago. Another recipe with these. You can look it up. There are some persimmon recipes, and they're all really amazing. Can do so many things with them. And well, there's lots to explore in the vegan world, right? In the plant-based kingdom, the kingdom of plants. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you like my videos, subscribe. MD Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day. And find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter.